All right, so what I'm going to be doing in this video here is walking you through step by step how to set up all of the main design elements that you're going to be using in all of your emails. Okay, so on the on this example here on the left, all right, this is fancier than what you're going to need for 99% of the brand. So I'm just going to be showing you all the basic stuff. I'll show you a little bit in terms of like, the more advanced elements, like how we actually put this together. But for the most part, like you're not going to need that. But yeah, so when you're starting off any email design here in Figma, what you're going to want to do is set up a frame. So go over here and then just make it sort of in this rectangular sort of shape. And then what you're going to want to do here is go over to the width and change it to 1200. That is the optimal width for Klaviyo emails, because if you make it too big, then it doesn't let you upload it. If you make it too small, then it's going to look, really, really terrible. So 1200. And then what we're going to want to do here is make the hero image. All right. So a lot of the imagery is going to, come from, your brand's asset folder. That's where most of our imagery comes from, is the client's asset folder or the website or whatever. For every email, you're going to need, a hero image. So typically that's going to involve, like a person wearing the actual jewelry or whatever. So in this case, this would be provided by the brand. So I'm just going to copy and paste that over. All right, next most important element is going to be the logo. So you actually want to include that in the hero image. And the reason why is because if you try to use the logo block in Klaviyo, that causes a bunch of problems like on mobile. So a lot of people are going to be using dark mode on mobile. And if you use the logo blocks from Klaviyo, then it's going to, stretch it out on mobile and make it look terrible. Also on dark mode, like sometimes it messes with the colors and whatnot. Basically, the best way to deal with that is to just make it part of the hero image as a sort of PNG or JPEG, right? And this all gets uploaded to Klaviyo as one block, which I'll get to that later. But all right, so every hero image is going to need a headline and a subheadline. I mean, you don't necessarily need a subheadline, but you're going to use it on a lot of emails to convey sort of additional details. But the main sort of message of the email is going to be the headline, which in this case is new in. All right. Basically, what we're communicating on this one is we have new products, obviously. All right. So how you do that, you just set up this text block right here, type it in, and then in this case, you can play around with the different fonts here. You can download different fonts off of Google, etc. But in this case, we're going to go with this one. And this one you can play around with if you want it in regular or bold. And then what you want to do to make this bigger, like it is here on the left, we're just going to change the size, which is going to be this one right here. All right. So we're going to put that there. And then this one, the sub headline. So earrings that can't be missed. Let's make that real quick. All right, this looks terrible. So, all right, you already know how to basically make the text, but I'm just going to duplicate this over. All right. And that's our hero image. And these are more advanced elements, but something to keep in mind is you typically want to have transitions so that it doesn't just look like, like this. Like this is obviously made in a block editor. And just an easy way to make it look more professional is having these transitions. All right. All right. And then and again, you don't need these for the vast majority of emails, but if you want to get more fancy with it, you could put these images sort of in the background. So that's how we made that. All right. And we want to make this go behind the model's face. So what you're going to want to do here is right click and then let's see, send it backwards or not all the way back. Let's see here. Oh, well, yeah, I guess we're sending it to the back. And what we're going to do here is select this and then send this to the back and then boom. All right. And then this one right here, this is just another image that we're going to overlay over the hero image. We're going to send this one to the back as well. All right. And then send this one. All right, boom. There you go. All right, so that's how we got that. Um, all right, so that is the hero image. That's where 90% of your design effort should be going. And to be honest, the rest of the email could just be like text blocks in Klaviyo. And the reason that we set this up in Figma is just to sort of give a visual example of what the email, like the end product should look like. But a lot of these are going to be built in Klaviyo, which I'll show you how to do in a separate video. But yeah, this would just be Klaviyo text blocks. But this one would be an image. All right. So you would upload this section right here. This is just an image that we got from the client's websites or the asset folder. And then this one right here, I've already showed you how to set up the, background images here. And this is just a text block with, some fancy font text block right here. All right, let me show you how to set up these CTA buttons. All right. So essentially, those are just rectangles. So let me copy paste this one over. All right. So here, just gonna make a rectangle like this, and then change the color. Use this dropper tool if you want to, use a separate color, or you could just pick whatever color you want. It doesn't matter. And then this is basically just a text block. All right. And again, this is just for a visual reference for when we build it out in Klaviyo, but when it's built out in Klaviyo, it's better to use the Klaviyo button blocks for this purpose. All right, and one more thing, because this is pretty popular for people to do, is the radius. All right, so this basically makes it from, this straight 90-degree angles here on the call to action buttons. And then we're just going to make it round here on the corners. All right, so that's how you do that. It's this button right here. All right. And sort of as a side tip, you want the buttons on the emails to match the buttons on the website, right? Because people are used to clicking on those, all right? So that's how you do the buttons there. And yeah, all right. So that's most of it. And then let's see here. So frame, logo, hero image, text, CTA buttons. Let me show you how to do gradients. And what that looks like is basically like this. All right. How do we get one color to sort of gradually fade into this background color? So let me show you how to do that. All right, what you're going to want to do here is pick a shape. In this case, I'm going to be doing the rectangle. All right. And I'm going to make this one white. And then what you're going to want to do is when you click on this color here, this fill button, you're going to click on this thing right here. All right. And then this bottom color here is going to be the gradient color. All right, so in this case, let's do blue here. All right, there we go. And then, all right, we're going to want to play around with like how intense of a gradient it is. All right, so what you can do is make it more transparent so it's more gradual, or you could drag this one down. All right, and that basically just like lowers um the area where it's sort of fading into the gradient color. Um, And then yeah, that's how you do that. Let me bring that over here to compare. All right. Yeah. And then all of this stuff, these are all just images that you superimpose onto this block. All right, so those are the five main design elements that you're going to need to make emails in Figma. All right, and as you can see right here, you can put together pretty complex email designs using those five elements sort of as building blocks. Like even though this looks kind of fancy, like it's really just image blocks, text blocks, stacked in different orders, basically sending some of these images towards the back, etc. And yeah, so that's about it for this video here. Thanks so much for watching and have a good rest of your day. Bye.